We have Ish Aristide with us after Texas A&M's Tuesday practice as they get ready for Mississippi State. Now, I always think it's kind of fascinating to look back at coaches' past and what led them to Texas A&M. But I think a great place to start for you is your playing days at Purdue. You were a two-sport athlete. You ran track for the Boilermakers as well. And we always hear that you guys encourage players to do multiple sports. You're kind of a living, breathing element to that.
Yes, that happened a lot more back in the day. Back in the day, you had guys play football, run track, play multiple sports. That's a little less now with the demand that is on these athletes currently. But I love doing it.
And high school guys, you kind of want that. You want them out there playing a bunch of sports.
Definitely. When I'm recruiting a high school guy, that is the very first thing that I ask. Do you play basketball? Do you play football? I love when guys play wrestling, right? When they're wrestlers, they have that physicality, that balanced body control that you look for in a DB. And obviously track is another one of those things, as I mentioned before, that are phenomenal.
Also interesting to me, after Purdue, you didn't go into coaching right away.
I did not. I went and worked for a company named Deloitte, worked in corporate America for a couple of years, but I got back to doing what I love very quickly.
Yeah, what made you make the jump back into this profession you love?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, God, and then you got to follow your heart. You know, I think coaching is a calling, and it's a calling that's been a part of my life. You know, when I was being born, my dad was actually on the practice field practicing, coaching. He was a head coach down in Miami, and so I kind of say I was raised on the football field, and it's kind of been my whole life, pouring back into young men.
We've kind of reached 4 games now. Some would call that a third of the way through a college football season. You look at your guys, your DBs that you're coaching. How do you assess it? What do you like right now as far as your group? And what do you think they need to do moving forward?
Yeah, I think they've gotten better game by game. I think we have to continue to lock into the game plan details, continue to practice hard so we play hard at the standard that we want to play and within the defense. I'm excited about their growth. I think they've all gotten better week by week, and I'm excited to get some more young guys playing. Miles Davis got a chance to play last week, coming back from some injuries. Dalton Brooks came back from an injury. And so getting those guys back into the groove in the way that we want them to play based on the standard of our defense. I'm excited to see that growth game by game.
Yeah, and last week, just what was your assessment, DBs and really defense as a whole? Because that became a one-score game late. You got to keep sending the defense back out there to hang on to it. Were you just so proud of the way everybody responded to close that game out?
Yeah, I was very, very proud by how they responded. But, you know, as a coach, you're always looking to be a perfectionist, right? So you can beat a team 100 to nothing, and there's going to be 50 things that you can find that you want to clean up. Especially, you know, me, I'm highly, highly competitive. You know, I want them to get everything right every play all the time, playing hard, finishing hard, and that's the ex-athlete to me, and that's the competitive drive that I have. And I want my guys to carry that same competitive drive, to get it right, do it all the time at an extremely, extremely intense high level.
And your thoughts on the opposition, what they'll do, what you must do coming up here on Saturday night as you get another home game, but another SEC game as Mississippi State's in town.
Yeah, Mississippi State is a very talented team. They have really, really talented receivers. The defensive backs are going to have their challenges. We got to be the most physical team. We have to play harder than them. And more importantly, we got to keep the top on the coverage. The quarterback is really, really talented. Another one of those players that, you know, he played a lot last year, has a lot of experience. Their receivers have a lot of experience. They're a fast, up-tempo offense. They're going to spread you out. And they can also run the ball out of spread set. So we got to be disciplined, right? We got to run to the ball and play harder than them. We got to have our eyes in the right place, and we got to keep the top on the coverage when they take shots downfield.
Finally, I guess I could say you guys are back in black. Oh, because you did it last year against LSU, got a big win. It's the blackout on Saturday. You guys will don the new uniforms. Coach Elko mentioned, the traditions of A&M, but mixing a little new into it. When you guys do this, what's that player reaction when they see that new uniform in the locker as they get ready to go?
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys, they think they're going to war, right? They're putting on all black and they're ready for war. And they play harder and the intensity is even more heightened. And I think it creates a level of excitement for them, but we want them to stay focused. We don't want that to be a distraction, but it does heighten the intensity some that, hey, we're putting on these black uniforms and it's go time.
We appreciate it. We look forward to it on Saturday night. Thanks for the time.
Yep, thank you too.